Hello, and welcome to Night Rights. I'm Jax Wolff. Oh, we're off to a great start. If this is your first time at Night Rights, the whole spiel is that this is a chill writing session for you to just hang out for a while and do word sprints with us and other fun stuff. How it works is pretty simple. We have a writing chat. If you're viewing this in Blue Sky, I would highly recommend clicking on that little link to take you right to YouTube, where you can find the chat. It's open to anybody for any reason. Say whatever you'd like, so long as it's within the YouTube TOS. We do always have an icebreaker that will help you ease into socializing with us. Tonight's icebreaker is pretty simple, because this is going to be the second to last session before we break for the new year. It's going to be, what are some of your writing goals you have for next year? So basically, what are your New Year's resolutions? Writing themed only. Otherwise, at 8:30 we will begin the first of our 3 sprints of the night. Normally we do 20-minute word sprints wherein you would do anything you want, really. So it doesn't even have to be writing. Hello, Renus. Welcome. You are just in time for me to do the spiel. I swear to God, I will finish doing this at some point, but I am kind of hoping that someday we'll have actual newbies. But, yeah, normally we do 20-minute writing sprints. You are as productive as you want on anything that you want, and then after the 20-minute sprint, we break for 15 minutes to cheer each other on and chat. If you are writing, that means share your word count and we root for you. If you are editing, that also means share the number of words you read over, not necessarily the number of words you edited, or just take it however you want. If you're doing anything else, just share whatever you're doing. And that's going to be 3 sessions of the night, starting at 8:30. But for now, we are just going to chill and hang out and say hi to each other as we trickle in. But in any case, how is everybody tonight? It feels like it's been a hot minute, even though we did have a session on Friday. It's been quite busy. Work has been relentless for the past few days. And there's been a lot of prep work on my end because I will be leaving on Saturday to go see family. We'll also see how well this session works out, because an hour before I started getting ready, I started just feeling really sick. Sick as in wheezy sick, not even the cold sick, but not to complain or anything like that. It comes and goes, but we'll see, and if I have to drop early, then I will let you guys know. But other than that, it's been a hectic day. I feel a little bit accomplished but tired, but I am here, and I am here for you. Reina says, haven't been able to drop in, also work and a little bit of holiday prep. Yeah, I know, right? It's next week. Next week shall be Christmas. Technically, it will be Boxing Day for those of you who are not American like I am. But, yeah, it's right around the corner. And then the week after that will be 2025, and hopefully good things will be happening 2025. Companion Wolf says, hello right back. Reina says, oh no, allergies or other body upset. Just queasiness. I don't know if anything particular triggered it. I did try a new restaurant, but that was hours and hours ago. Sometimes my body is just absolutely nope, don't want to do the food thing. So, and it kind of sucks because I'm still overweight, but you know how it is. Companion Wolf says, I need gifts for the parents, I have no ideas. I'm sure you'll figure it out. That's right, Hanukkah also begins on the 25th, doesn't it? I'm such a bad Jew. I remember when Christmas happens, but never Hanukkah. But then again, to be fair, it constantly moves. But this year it's supposed to be super easy because it's the same day as Christmas. it's going to be the first year in a long while that I'm not around to light the menorah, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm also gonna be with my parents, and that's gonna be fun. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. But in any case, always remember it's the thought that counts. But I'm sure that you'll figure something out. All I can say is hit up your local shops and hit up your local stores, because Amazon is not going to be reliable right now. Just as a reminder, they are, if I do recall correctly, they are going on strike soon. If they're not already on strike. So, like, don't cross the picket line, and also be aware that if you do order from them, your packages will not arrive in time for Christmas. So, shop local, my dudes and dudettes who are still looking for last-minute gifts, or brave the Target, I guess. Companion says, so I've been panicked about that all day. You still have the weekend, so just take a deep breath. I'm sure you'll find something. Companion Wolf says, yeah, Hanukkah, Christmas, LOL. Now I have to ask, are you the kind of family that buys presents on all 8 days, or do you just buy presents for the one? Because I have met Jews on both sides of that divide. When I was real little, my family would do all 8 days because, you know, you're a real little kid. That's part of the novelty. And you got one present per day because we were kind of like, even though, you know, you gave presents at all 8 days, we were still fucking poor. But as we grew older, my parents, especially my dad, who's the Jewish one, just got kind of like super tired of the entire commercialization shit, and like eventually it turned into the first day, and then no presents at all. We just lumped it in with Christmas, and Christmas it would be a sort of like, okay, we're gonna go out and we're buying stuff beforehand, and that's your Christmas gift. My family's like real shit about the entire gift giving thing. I guess it's because they don't really see a point in reserving everything for one day. But, you know, how it is. But in any case, that is the story of my family. It's a little bit weird now that I think about it. So it's not necessarily a good model for the Jewish divide, but I swear there are other people who are like, nah, just the first day, and then fuck you on the other 8. Companion Wolf says, oh, for the icebreaker, I want to do 100 words a day for a month in a row, at least once. It's been a goal I have not reached for a few times this year. That's shit. I am rooting for you. I'm sure that you'll be able to do it. 100 words is honestly not as much as you think it would be. Put this way, you actually write more than 100 words in these chats. I actually got it reframed for me recently on Blue Sky, wherein a lot of people, somebody had said that if you sit down on Blue Sky, every tweet is 255 characters, right? Well, that's a lot of words if you think about it. So if you string a whole bunch of tweets together, like skeets actually, because there's skeets on Blue Sky, then you've got at least 100 words. And if you can do that every single day, if you go onto any blogging platform and you write every single day, all you have to do is really just transition that into word counts for your stuff. And it seems a lot less intimidating after that, because you're already hitting you're capable of hitting word count. You just need to actually kind of like sit down and put it to a creative project. And that is really the key. That, like, understanding that 100 words is not that much is step 1. Step 2 is sitting down and being with your project and kind of like, not to put it super bluntly, but being less afraid of your projects. like understanding that you're doing your projects for fun. So therefore, like, there is no I wouldn't say there's no reason to not want to do your projects, but sort of like approaching it as if you're doing it for fun instead of as something that you need to do. So there's that. But back to the chat, let's see. Daniel says we do 1 or 2 little presents and 1 big. That makes sense. Never did all days even as a kid, if I recall correctly. Understandable. Like, 8 days of presents is a lot. Like, I think my family only did all 8 days in the way that I described. All 8 days big presents once. But for the most part, it would be like 8 days, but like whatever we could afford. And then again, I think around like the end of elementary school or like mid-elementary school, somewhere along those lines, we just stopped doing all 8 days because you can't do all 8 days. That is insane. Like, unless you're loaded, essentially. So there's that. Raina says, icebreaker. 2025 writing goals are not set yet. I'm got some writing pledges I'm entertaining, but my creativity has suddenly turned to crafting. I'm seconding Companion Wolf's next question, which is, what are you crafting? Raina says, friendship bracelets and mood boards. That is really cool. I did 6 bracelets yesterday. My fingers hurt now. Companion Wolf says, friendship bracelets are fun. I am not good at them, but still. I agree. I need to go stalk your account directly to see these friendship bracelets, because friendship bracelets are really pretty. And it's really cool that you're doing that. Just like keeping your hands busy in general. Mood boards too are a lot of fun. So I am in full support of this. And honestly, like, if that's a valid creativity goal as well, to be honest with you. I know this is a writing stream and it's designed for writers, and I have been trying to submerge myself in the writing community on Blue Sky, but like any sort of writing goal or not writing goal, but creativity goal to keep yourself going, whatever you're doing that's productive and fun for you and keeps your brain working is a good goal, in my opinion. Like, yeah, keep yourself going. Because when you give into stagnation, that's when, everything gets worse. And we're going to need to be, like, positive going into the new year. We need to, like, keep on working, keep our spirits up, and just, like, keep going, But in any case, Companion Wolf says, 100 words is such a small goal, I basically can't fail, you see. Smiley face. I kind of want to hope that smiley face is not ironic. 100% you can do it. And, if you're a little bit uncertain, try doing it for February just as a tester. Like, do it for some short bursts, maybe a week-long bursts, and then see if you can do the next week, and just keep on going. Like, ultimately, don't intimidate yourself, but like, goals down, get into them, make them work for you, essentially. Reno says, well, this is the first time I've ever heard skeets. I've heard bleats and flutters from the Swifties. Also, good point on thinking about it in terms of B-Sky content. It is actually officially skeet. I can't remember the exact logic behind it, but like, somebody had there's official materials that was like, please don't call them skeets, and then everybody's like, we're gonna call them skeets anyway. And then the company is like, begrudgingly, they're called skeets. Like, I know that Swifties, I have heard that Swifties are like, skeet is such an ugly word. Who the hell made that up? We're going to call it our own thing, but no, they're skeets. They are actually officially skeets. Jax Wolff says, not ironic smiley. Tone doesn't carry across the internet. Bleats is so funny. I have not actually heard about Bleats, but I gotta admit, like, I'm kind of curious about that one because, like, I guess if you're calling it like blue sky tweet in a portmanteau of that, that's how you get bleat. But I think of like goats and sheep, especially sheep, and that's not great. So I am personally rejecting that one, like, wholeheartedly. Like, I've not been part of like the anti-skeet and pro-skeet war because, like, it's a fucking word. Like, I don't give a shit so long as we come up with some kind of word for what we're doing. But I am wholeheartedly, adamantly against the word bleat. Let's not call it that. I'm also not really very fond of flutter because that just kind of like, I don't know. It seems very childish. Like you're trying to do a My Little Pony-esque dress up of the shit posting that we do on Blue Sky. It is not that cutesy, my dudes. So like, I don't know, like, I don't care what word we call it, but maybe not that either. But anyway. No worries. Reno says, oh, skeets. Sorry, I heard sweets. It's probably like, sometimes I know that I've been listening to prior recordings and I know that I need to enunciate more. Sometimes when I'm speaking very quickly, it kind of gets muddled. I don't know if like that's the mic or if it's genuinely just how I talk, because normally I'm very taciturn in real life. Like, the less I have to speak, the better. So, like, I am actually not used to speaking all that much. And even, like, when I'm in voice chats with, for example, the Final Fantasy crew, or when I'm talking to, like, somebody that I know on the phone, like, I purposefully don't really speak that much, and there's no real reason for it. Like, my parents think that it's because I'm shy. No, it's just because I just don't feel like talking. But in any case, I do apologize if I am slurring a little bit. I am completely sober. It's just that I need to practice talking more. Reno says, yeah, Jay, the B-Sky CEO, made the mistake of crowdsourcing the term. That's right, that's what it was. And, yeah. I don't know how the crowd decided on skeet specifically, but that's what happens when you crowdsource any idea, I guess. Like, it reminds me of all those times whenever you would have people, like, government bodies be like, hey, what should we name these things? And people would come up with the stupidest names ever. But stupid in a good way, like a stupid in a hilarious way. Like, I know that there's one town that whenever it buys, like, snowplows or road equipment, it's like, alright guys, what do we name this thing? And people are like, we should name it Bob. And it's great. I do miss looking at those polls. Reno says bleats equals blue sky plus tweets. I like sheep. I like sheep too, by at the same time I don't like calling people sheep, because to me that screams of, oh no, the person who's saying this is a conservative nut job. Like, it's like one step away from sheeple, you know what I mean? So, like, whenever you're saying that the things that people are saying are bleats, I'm like, oh no, they're calling us sheeple. But actual sheep are very cute, yes. Reno says skeet, sky, plus tweets. Ah, okay, that makes more sense. It's definitely a lot better than Fleet, to be honest with you. I don't know, like, people are like, oh, this word is ugly. It reminds me of mosquitoes buzzing around, and I guess that too, but like, I don't know, I'm like reminded of like Skeeter from Doug, or like this just something quirky, you know? So I don't mind it as much. But I guess this means I'm like pro Skeet, as opposed to like, you know, anti-Skeet in this entire argument. So I guess I do have a side taken here. But, you know, whatever. It's also currently 8:23. I haven't actually... Reno says, I actually heard it's a slang for jizzing, so not sure what to think. I have never heard of that. If it is, that makes it funnier. And quite frankly, that also, I hope it is, so that it can scare off the people who think that sex workers and trans people are weird and should be demonized and shit like that, because, you know. In other words, it scares off all the Twitter normies. Jax Wolff says, Skeet makes me think of the blue-tongued skink animal for some reason. That is also adorable, and also very quirky, so I'm here for that too. Reno says, rent-lowering shots? Exactly. We need more of those, to be honest with you, because, like, every single day I'm, like, on, and I see somebody, commenting on the queerness. Like, the TERFs are coming in, as we all know, but it's sort of like, somebody had said today that they're back on Blue Sky because as a queer person, they guess they just have to fight for queer spaces. I'm like, fucking yes, that is the thing. Like, unfortunately, we do not live in a world where it's a queer utopia where we're respected. And that is a thing that we have to come to understand in the here and now, so that we can carve out our own niche and continue to work towards building something better. Like, I'm not saying be constantly angry and aggressive. I am saying assertively exist in a space despite what anybody else says. What I love about Blue Sky and what they did with the, however you pronounce that fuck's name, Jesse Singal or whatever, they basically like mass blocked him, and also like every other weirdo voice. And it's true, the more that you do that, the easier it is to carve out a space for your own, because all of a sudden, the way that Blue Sky works is it doesn't have an algorithm right now. So if you do that and you get everybody else to do that, then you deplatform people like that, or you silence them, push them towards the back, so that other voices might be able to take their place. Not necessarily like other right-wing voices, but I mean like all of a sudden, like, all of the right-wing nutjobs are silenced, so now all the trans people can have their voices. That's how you're supposed to actually carve out a niche. Like, you cannot be lazy about it and just lie down and do nothing and expect other people to carve that space for you. You have to actually exist in a space. And I know that sounds like I'm demanding a lot from my own community, but it's not, really. It just means stop giving up, you know? So, like, fire those rent-lowering shots. Like, may we continue to have opportunities to have rent-lowering shots. May we continue to do what we're doing. May blocking and blacklisting people who aim to do harm to our community continue to work. May we continue to have the power to shape Blue Sky into what we want it to be, this inclusive, welcoming space where we can all just exist. And by all, I mean obviously the queer community, but also like marginalized people in general. Like anybody who has felt as if they're being silenced, or felt as if I say that having just said that for the right-wingers, but you get what I mean. Like anybody who feels targeted by right-wing violence and by hatred and so on, and bigotry and so on and so forth, may they have a space on Blue Sky. And the only way that we can do that is continuing to maintain that space and continuing to aggressively exist. And by aggressively exist, again, I don't mean go out and troll people. I mean be like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to continue to exist in this space and you cannot remove me. This is my voice, this is my space. So like, yeah, it sucks that what's-his-face's banning has not stuck. But continue to, like, remove opportunities for him then. Like, continue to exist, continue to be louder than the people who don't want you to exist, you know? But in any case, that is a lot, I know. We're already on the political part of things. Hell yeah. But in any case, it is 8:29. So we will get started on our first sprint of the night. I didn't actually respond to the icebreaker, but it's pretty simple. Y'all know it if you've been following me / actually subscribed to my newsletter. But basically, I'm hoping to get the Nameless song finished within like a couple of weeks, and I'm going to start putting it through the industry pitch events. I'm going to start shopping it around, like get it together so that I can start querying, and we'll see where it goes. Like, I'm not 100% confident that I'm going to get anywhere next year. Like, the trenches are long, vast, and deep, and rejection is very common. Being ghosted is very common. And quite frankly, though I do have a book that, with content that is kind of marketable, like it's easier to describe than Always the Bridesmaid, at the same time, I'm also aware that it's the first in a series and it's not a standalone novel. It's not perfect. All the good stuff happens in the second book onward. But, you know, I'm just going to do it anyway. Like, go for it. Like, see what happens. And if by the end of the year I get absolutely nowhere, then maybe I will be in a better place to consider self-publication. We'll see. Campaniel says Werbs. Werbs, exactly. But, on that note, it is 8:31. So what is everybody working on? As our customary prep for the first sprint of the night usually is. I will be transcribing everything that I wrote this week, which is a lot. But Companion Wolf, feel free to let us know what you're working on. Renos, I know that you haven't really been working on writing, but feel free to let us know what you were thinking about doing. If there's anybody else in the chat, feel free to join in and tell us what you're doing. Reina says, at least you get to know the industry market. Exactly. Like, at least I have the experience of chasing after part of it. Like, even if I don't get published by House, which is also, like, a thing I'm not 100% sure I want to do, given the state of traditional publishing right now. But, you know, it's at least I tried, essentially. That's what I'm aiming for, the at least I tried feeling. Companion Wolf says, I'm trying to figure out what to write. I have zero thoughts, head empty. There should be a good opportunity for you to kind of like flex your muscles and start working up towards your yearly goal, because there will definitely be days whenever you're like, I have zero thoughts, head empty, I don't have spoons, it's getting late in the day, but I haven't actually written 100 words yet. So consider this an exercise in, like, even if you need to take the first 20 minutes, consider it practice, essentially. Whenever you have those days. And even if it ends up being like a stream of consciousness thing. I know there was one day whenever I didn't feel like writing the name of the song, so all I did was just do a stream of consciousness page, and that was my writing for the day. And that was valid. So I want you to at least use the first 20 minutes in order to sort through your thoughts and figure out what it is that you want to write. Like, don't feel pressure to decide in the next minute or so, essentially. Reno says, I'm trying to get back to writing my work in progress about the girl who accidentally turns her AI assistant into a magical girl mascot. May I have unkinked a knot I made myself. See, that is awesome. But it's a character point, thankfully. That's also really awesome. So, if you want to work on that, totally cool. That is a good thing to work on for sure. Companion Wolf says, work on an old thing. Unfortunately, I'm not the right me to do that. The old dissociative disorder is disordering. Stream of consciousness page is a good idea. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, if your goal is to write 100 words every day for a month, it's good to kind of like find different things to work on, because you will definitely 100% have those days where you don't feel like actually working. So don't necessarily think of it as like you have to be working on a single project or you have to be working on writing. Like you just said that you just want to write 100 words to see if you can do it. Well, 100 words is a very vague thing. And I hope that you take advantage of that 100%. But that said, it is 8:35, so we are right now at a good moment to start up our first sprint of the night. So there are 20 minutes on the clock. Get to your docs if you haven't gotten to your docs. I need to figure out where the fuck my... Okay. Figure out where I'm starting. So, 20 minutes on the clock. Good luck to everybody. And ready, get set, and go. Alright, that is our first sprint. Let me just actually finish the sentence because you never finish a sentence, or you never stop in the middle of a sentence. That having been said, how did everybody do? Let's see, for this first sprint, $787 words, which is really not that bad. Some of it was actual generation, but most of it was transcription, and this should be evidence that I should definitely write by hand instead of try to come here and try to generate from scratch. But lesson learned. But how did everybody else do? And it says, oh, nice on writing by hand. Yeah, I decided that every night, right after I'm done doing all kinds of fun, random stuff on the computer, I go in to my bedroom with my little journal and I spend a good hour or so in bed writing by hand. And consequently, I am still not done transcribing what I wrote. I actually, last time I took note, it was 10 pages, but I definitely wrote more since. I think it was another, I want to say another 2 pages or so, 4 pages, don't know. In any case, it's a lot. I got a lot of progress done. In fact, I had actually nearly finished the chapter before I just gave out last night. Because Brain decided to put in a last-minute fight scene into this already lengthy chapter. But it's all good, because we are still under word count. And it's just a chapter and a half before I catch up with what... 2 chapters and a half before I catch up to what I need to do. And even then, like... It's gonna be a little bit tight, but I might go back and cut some stuff. I know that the prologue is divisive. It was divisive among the alpha readers, but I have ideas on how to start off the book without it. Things like that. Companion Wolf says 206 words, and then I got distracted by trying to find an answer to how to proceed when you are too stuck to do grounding coping skill. I have not found an answer. I feel like the answer to that is really address the root cause of why you're stuck. Like, oftentimes that's what you have to do with mental health issues. The best way to deal with them, in my opinion, is actually sitting down and thinking about what it is that's blocking you. Because you can't force yourself to get past a problem when you don't know what the problem is. So you actually have to sit down and ask yourself what it is that's getting you stuck. And once you figure out what it is, then you can come up with solutions to get yourself to the next step. Like I said, grounding... that is true with grounding skills, like getting to the path of grounding skills too, because like what's keeping you from wanting to do them, essentially? Not that I'm your therapist or that I should be a therapist. I am not a licensed therapist, and in fact I am depressed and anxious and have had suicidal ideation as recently as a little over nearly 2 months ago. But so don't take my words as actual therapist advice, but I honestly think that what you're trying to do is find an answer to your question when you, to put it as kindly as possible. You're probably not asking the right question. I feel like if you're stuck, then you have to start, that's basically asking a question when you don't know what the question is, essentially. So think about that. Think about the actual block. Look at it hard. Look at it carefully. Really take the time to be present and ask yourself, what is the real name of this block, Reno says, I got 264 words, not bad given the recent speed bump. That really is not bad. That is excellent. Reno says, I try to pair my grounding coping skill to the bare minimum. Like, I do box breathing first try, then see if I have space for other coping skills. That's also a good thing, too. Like, if you're stuck, if you don't want to do anything, sometimes it's just like you're overwhelming yourself. You're thinking about it as a mountain, and you can break it down into, like, a tiny anthill. So if you can break something down into a tiny anthill, like a baby step, then break it down into a baby step and then do that. Like, do the baby step and then see if you can do the next baby step and continue onward. Companion Wolf says, nod. For me, it's been a few times I remember OU skill and I want to, but it's like they are there, but on too tall of a shelf. I will ponder as to what is making me stuck. For sure. But also, yeah, Reynos has it right. Like, you might also need to break things down into smaller bite-sized chunks that are a little bit easier for you to manage. Like, if the skill is on the top shelf, see if there's a skill on the bottom shelf, and see if you can do that skill instead. Or see if you can do that skill and then proceed onwards to the next shelf up, you know what I mean? So, like, ultimately, these are skills that are not supposed to be intimidating. So if you are, there's probably if you feel intimidated or you feel like you don't have the energy to do it, then there's probably an underlying reason why. But also, like, if that's the case, then also definitely consider what you can do in the moment. Daniel says, okay, small step better than no step. Exactly. That's it. That's with everything too. Like, if something is too intimidating and too difficult for you to do in the moment, figure out what it is you can do and then go after that instead. Because, like, it's very true. Like, sometimes we don't have the same level of energy to do the same things that we did the day before or any other day. But in those moments, you kind of have to, like, figure out what it is you can do, and then just sort of, like, yeah, 100%, like, take care of yourself, essentially. Like, be aware of yourself and be aware of your current limitations and work with yourself, not, like, force yourself to do everything all the time. Like, sometimes it's fine to also just be like, I don't have the energy to do this, but I do have the energy to just sort of be present with myself and work on myself right now on something else. And getting back to where you can stand on your own 2 feet. So long story short is sort of like, never think of yourself as like one consistent thing. It'd be great if we could have the same consistency to do all the things that we did every single day, but sometimes, like, ultimately we are thinking creatures, and our brains are not like programmable objects that do constant routines. They do variations, and our bodies, same thing. They're organic things, they're not machines. So it's sort of like, it's okay if you don't have the wherewithal to do the same, this thing that that you can do, because you've done it before. It's okay to just sort of be like, okay, I can't do that right now, but I can do this other thing, So, like, that is the lesson of the day. Like, be present with yourself, be aware of yourself, and work with yourself, not like force yourself to do all the things. Anyway, that is, I don't know, like that's the self-help corner of the day, I guess. We have about less than 5 minutes until the next sprint. And that was basically our tangent, but like, watch me get off onto a different track in like 2 seconds. Jax Wolff says, thank you for the lesson, is good lesson, genuine. I am so glad. I am hoping that it helps, or that you would be kind to yourself and take care of yourself, and let yourself just exist in a moment. Like, if you need to take the next 20 minutes, the next 20-minute sprint to just sort of meditate, please do so. Like, yes, I say that these are writing sprints, but I don't know when you come in during my usual spiel, but like, you can do whatever you want in the 20 minutes that I give you to vibe. Like, you've seen like Cryptic swing in, and Cryptic's like, I don't have the energy to do anything. I'm here just sitting with my phone and my cat, and it's all good. And that's the exact kind of energy that you can totally have during these sprints. Like, if you want to take the time, like take 20 minutes to you've already done 100 words. So like, if you need time to take care of yourself, like take these next few minutes to just sort of sit down and focus on yourself. Like, meditate, breathe in, breathe out. Think about being present and centered. You know that we were just talking about how centering skills and grounding skills were beyond your reach, but sort of like, not necessarily the formal ones, but like just sort of like, okay, I'm going to lie down on my back and just sort of close my eyes for a second and rest and look into myself and feel myself in the present. Like, you can totally do that for 20 minutes. It's totally fine. Please do that. But, and I made brownies last night, which is probably also not great, but I'm so craving them right now. But we have 2 more sprints, and I will get one after the entire stream session. But like, I'm so happy with them too. Like, it's my usual recipe. It is the Katharine Hepburn divorce brownies, ones that apparently led to a woman getting a divorce, as the story goes. It's you can Google it. It's a long story, but like, and it's barely related to the actual brownies, except for the fact that you should be careful about who you give your recipes to. But like, they're great brownies. They taste great, but they've always kind of been too dense and too flat. And I learned how to modify a recipe by adding baking powder, and I'm so proud. They turned out so good, and I want to have one right now, but I will resist because there is a minute left. But yeah, that is the Thursday night. So I guess the queasiness is gone. Like, I've been sucking on tea, just chilling out, letting myself vibe with you guys. And now I can put food in body and not feel like I can throw up, at least. So that's improvement. But yeah. I feel also a little bit happy because, like, I'm finally on PTO until the new year. And we'll see how opportunities work out. I should hear back one way or the other on the 23rd. But, like, I've been running hot for these past few weeks. You've seen how many of the streams I've had to postpone and push back or skip entirely because of work. So it's sort of like, it's nice to not have to do anything. Oh, and the long break timer just finished. But in any case, it's been nice to not have to do anything. And tomorrow, I technically don't have to do anything. I just have to do laundry, pack, and it's going to be a very light pack because my mom wants to take me out shopping, and that's my Christmas/Hanukkah gift. And like clean a few other things, clean the floors, clean the kitchen, put away all the food so no bugs can get to anything, and just sort of like prepare. But at the same time, like, I don't have to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning slamming through a mountain of work and constantly deadlines and sorting through all these problems caused by a lack of organization and a lack of record keeping that makes sense. It's nice to not have to go to a job where everything that you do is like not enough. Like, you're constantly criticized, you're constantly micromanaged, things like that. And I don't mean to get like downer and whatnot, but it's been a lot. I'm ready to essentially move on, but we'll see if I can. But ultimately, like, I'm enjoying the next couple of days. Like, I'm gonna stay up late. I've already kind of like done my writing progress for the day, so I'm gonna stay up late and just sort of like go on FF and enjoy my life, enjoy not having to do anything tomorrow. And I'm gonna wake up at 11:30 or something like that, and I'm going to put in the laundry, I'm going to scrub down all the surfaces in the kitchen, and I'm going to have pumpkin pie for breakfast, and it is going to be all good. And it's going to be the first all good day that I've had in a while that hasn't been a weekend, so it's going to be nice. But in any case, it's 9:13. We can get started for in a couple more minutes. So I'm gonna let y'all vibe for a second because I've been talking nonstop for the past nearly half an hour at this point. So, but if you want to say something, feel free, and I will read out and interact as always. But I feel like I need to give y'all the floor for the next couple of minutes. Alright, it is 9:15, so now is a good time to start in on the second round of sprinting. So if you're not already in your docs, get back to your docs, flex out those fingers. There's 20 minutes on the clock. So I wish you the best of luck with this sprint. Whatever you're doing, whether it's meditating, chilling, vibing, or actually doing some writing, good luck to everybody. So on your marks, get set, and go. Alright, that is sprint number 2. How did we do? Let's see. Under another 506. I'm currently trying to work out a little knot. A bunch of things have happened at once that don't quite make sense together, so that is going to be the next little bit. I might even do a little bit of writing as we're chatting, just to get through. But how did we do? Daniel says, took a rest. That is good. I'm glad that you did that, so that, because it sounds like... It kind of sounded like, from the get-go, you were kind of stressed out. I don't know, like, whenever you're talking about, progress that you were making, something earlier kind of made me feel like you were pushing yourself instead of actually taking it at your own pace, essentially. So it's good that you got some rest. Reno says 285 words. My hands are hurting again from yesterday's bracelet making, so probably taking the next round more easy. That's a good idea. Like, it is an evening, so just sort of like sit back, relax, chill, do what you can, as the theme goes for tonight. Just do what you can. I need to also take care of myself in other ways. Like, I'm looking... The thing about my apartment right now is that it's very hot. Not because the weather's hot. It is winter here, and it's starting to feel like winter, finally. Thanks climate change, I guess. But, the radiator is blasting on the inside of my apartment. And I've had radiator heating before. Most of my university had dorm rooms that were like old school 19th century houses, so they all had radiator heating. But this is actually radiator heating that works, unlike at college. So it is constantly like at least 80 degrees inside my apartment. So I've just been kind of vibing in a t-shirt and shorts most of the time. Or at least t-shirts. This is the first time since like the beginning of fall that I've broken out my shorts. And now I'm kind of like looking at my legs and I'm like, God dang, I need to take care of myself. Like, not just what you would think for somebody with my kind of voice, but also like, my skin is so dry. But anyway, that's probably more than you need to know. In any case, like, it's all good. This is a nice apartment, you know, bug issues aside. It's been nice to be here. Neighborhood could be a little bit nicer, like, for the love of all things good, please pick up after your dogs, for example. But, besides that, Reno says moisturizers are your friend. They are. I do have, like, this massive bottle of lotion because usually my issue is very chapped hands. Like, because we also don't, there's no dishwasher here either, so I have to wash all the dishes by hand. And between that and the radiator, it's been hell on my skin. So I have that at least. I just have to actually use it on things other than my hands. But, yeah, I mean, Some bits of the past few months have been good, I think. Like, I hate my job, and the romantic situation has been incredibly traumatic. But, like, and then I had to deal with other fun stuff on top of that. But all things considered, like, if I had another job and if I hadn't been, like, in the weirdness that is the romantic situation, then I might have been able to be a little bit happier. Like, this is some things I'd kind of gotten lucky with, to be honest with you. But as I was saying to other people, sometimes it's difficult to enjoy things when you've got other things on your mind. And this doesn't mean to say that I'm a closet case or that I don't enjoy life at all. It's just like there are quiet moments, essentially. And, you know, sometimes thoughts happen, essentially. But downers aside, you know, I really hope that 2025 is my year, one way or another. Like, one way or another, I'm going to work on getting to a good place. And I hope that you guys do too. Like, whatever you're aiming for, I hope that things pan out for you. I hope that things get a little bit easier. I know that it's hard to say what the future is going to be like, especially if you live in the United States, as most of the people present, I'm sure, are. I think Reynos is the only person in this 3-person conversation who's not in the United States. But, you know, future is uncertain. That is one thing certain people have said recently that is very true. But despite that, regardless of what happens, I hope that you guys kind of like, I hope things in your tiny little pocket of existence get better as the year goes on, essentially. Reyna says, I keep getting hand creams for Christmas, so I have a few to work through. I've always been of two minds when it comes to gift hand creams. Like, sometimes they're really good and they're high quality, and other times they're like Bath and Body Works. Just basically candy for your skin. I hope that yours are good, though. God, I remember getting Burt's Bees, too, and that was like the worst hand cream that I've ever gotten. Like, it smells terrible, and I just realized that I had not set the timer for our long break. That was my bad. But in any case, yeah, Burt's Bees smells terrible, it felt terrible, and it did nothing to moisturize anything. So I hope yours is better. Yes, and Companion Wolf said, hug each, and I hug you guys back. Like, I know that was a really downer point, but, like, we'll get through this. We will all get through this. Like, whatever we're going through, whatever's on your mind, we will get through it. I promise you. But in any case. I'm actually going to use part of my break, or part of this long break, to go take care of myself in other ways. There might be brownie involved, we shall see. But I will be back in like 5 minutes or so. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves and chill. Do whatever you'd like to do. Alright, I'm back. Seems like the chat has been describing sour candy. I'm also handshaking on the notion that sour heads are a little bit too much, but sour gummy worms sounds like an amazing idea right now. I guess. There is less than 5 minutes left. So, out of curiosity, what is everybody going to be tackling in the last sprint of the night? It says personal journaling. Haha, didn't get to it this AM with the B Sky chat. Fair enough. Companion Wolf says, I think I will journal more, maybe. Journaling all around. I'm still working on not just transcribing, but also pounding out, shaping this bit of chapter. I probably won't finish up by the end of our stream, but that just means more to do tomorrow. But you guys have fun with your journaling. I am wishing you the best of luck. May it be a productive journaling session. Yeah, I just feel like vibing right now. Reina says, good luck with the new words. Thank you. And same to you in journal. But yeah, I feel like vibrating. Yeah, that too. I feel like vibing for the rest of this little break. But we will get started in just a moment. Alright. So here we are on the very last sprint of the night. There are 20 minutes on that clock. Wishing y'all the best of luck. Get ready, get set, and go. Alright, and that is the last stream of the night. How did we do? Also, hello! Hello, Rune! Welcome. Unfortunately, you did come. You did make it in time, but unfortunately it was for the last stream of the night. As for me, let's see, where did I start? $760 words, which isn't bad considering most of that was actual generation in order to bridge the gap between two concepts that I only barely fleshed out. Jax says, I got a snack of trail mix. That is excellent. I fully support trail mix. Rune says, I barely made it. I will have to come earlier next time. Next time, incidentally, will be tomorrow. We are doing our normal runs, our normal stream time tomorrow as well, and that will be the last stream of the night of the year, by the way. So I hope that you're able to come, because I will be going off to families in the week after, and while I am there, I will have my computer, but I'll be with family, which is going to be super awkward to stream around. So, Companion says, oh, also 333 words. That's also excellent considering the fact that you needed some time away from the computer. So I'm really glad that resting actually helped you, because that was definitely better than your first run. So yeah, apparently you just needed to recharge, buddy. So that is excellent. I'm proud of you. Rune says tomorrow? Perfect. Yep, tomorrow. Like I was saying, Friday is the last stream of the night. I am leaving on Saturday to go to families, and I will be there technically, my return is tentatively the 22nd. I have PTO until the 3rd of January. But if I hear back from certain opportunities, and certain opportunities have indeed been fruitful, then I might actually be a little bit longer. We'll see. It's going to be a chaotic end of the year, I think. Either I'm only going to spend a week or two westward. If the opportunity falls through, I'm probably going to spend another week westward, and then come back, and then try to manage before I have to go back to work. But if things pan out, then it's going to be a flurry of activity, because this is an out-of-state opportunity. So we'll see. Either way, for sure, it's not going to be... We're not going to have a stream for a while. In fact, most likely, if things don't pan out, you will likely see me... I'm looking at the calendar right now. Tomorrow, the 20th, is going to be stream day. Then 26th, 27th, no stream. 2nd, 3rd, probably no stream. So most likely, the next time that you will see me will be the 9th and 10th. Yeah. It's going to be, like I said, it's chaotic. I don't know how this is going to work out. If things pan out, basically I have to do a very fast move. I will only have a little bit of time to prepare for it. But, we'll see. it would be good all around. And hopefully, once things settle down, I will also like keep you updated as to how things are going, either way. And I will let you know if the 9th and 10th will indeed be the next time you see me. If it turns out things kind of go tits up, it might be another month or so. But I do want to have these again. I would absolutely want to have another stream in 2025. I love hanging out with you guys. I got a lot done on my writing, and God knows that I need to get stuff done on my writing. Like, fingers crossed that I'll have a complete manuscript by the time the industry pitch events happen in January. But we'll see. It's going to be a rough bit. But we'll make it through, like I was saying earlier. All of us will make it through whatever we're doing. And for certain, I will let you know when that next stream will happen. But in the meantime, I want to thank all of you for dropping in. Reno says, nice on the journal. I also made a page of journal. Rune says, oh, so many adventures await you. Good luck. And Reno says, happy 2025 in advance. Thank you all. But yeah, I want to thank all of you for like dropping into these streams and making them so much fun. We're such a tiny little group. And we'll probably continue being a tiny little group. But it feels very comfortable to hang out with you, and I love being able to do this. I kind of hope that you know, other people will find these streams kind of chill too, and I kind of hope that you guys have been enjoying them. Well, obviously, if you're coming back, you're probably enjoying them. So, all in all, like, I know I'm rambling, but basically, you know, I'm very grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me since like October. Thank you for helping me through a lot of content and a lot of personal fun times. Like, I absolutely want to continue doing this in 2025. When will be a completely different story, but we'll figure it out. But until then, I do hope that all of you have a really good holiday. Regardless of what you celebrate, may it be very joyful and full of love and light and happiness. I hope that you greet 2025 with open arms, and I hope that's a good year for you. I wish you all the best in the rest of this holiday season. And even though it will be a while before you hear from me again, besides on Blue Sky and Discord on the very off chance that I remember it exists, just know that I am here for you, I'm rooting for you, I love you all, and thank you so much. But with that all said, thanks again for coming to the stream. I'm gonna end it here so that we can all just sort of rest, relax, do what we need to on this lovely Saturday, or not Saturday, what the fuck? It feels like a Saturday because I didn't work today. On this lovely Thursday night. You know, take care of yourselves. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Again, tomorrow will be... I don't know why I said all of that, knowing that tomorrow we'll be here again, chilling out, hopefully. I said it for the people who might not be. There we go. Companion Wolf says, enjoy the holidays and a nice new year, and I will be there tomorrow. Excellent. But yeah, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, until whenever, will be the last stream of the year. So I hope you guys can make it. You'll get to hear me say all of just literally what I just said all over again. It'll be great. It'll be sentimental. It'll be full of love. But I hope that you'll come back tomorrow. But if you can't, then that entire spiel was for you. And know that I love you. But in any case, I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Have a great rest. Bye, guys.